That helps.
Yeah, it does.
Helps.
You know, I've got to get back on that myself.
Yeah.
My boys were just making funny because my belly's starting to get a little bit bigger again here, you know. And
That's right.
And they're saying, boy, Dad, you know, just like a couple of months ago, you know, you had those muscles rippling and everything, and now, you know, it's amazing how fast you lose it if you don't take care of it.
Yeah.
You know,
sure.
so, and I hate working out, by the way. I really don't like working out.
Sure.
I like to golf or ride bikes or do something, play tennis, but as far as just like going and working out, I just really not.
Well, it doesn't have to be weight training. It can be,
Right.
you know, those, you know, physical exercise. You know,
Right.
playing tennis is physical exercise, but it's fun.
Chasing
You're
your
playing a
kids down.
game. You're not thinking.
Right.
You're playing
Right.
a game and it's fun, but you're exercising, and
Right.
that's fine. You know, that's fine. Just
Exactly.
getting out there and doing something like that. Golf, maybe not as much physical.
Right, you know, unless
you're
walk.
walking the course.
Because you know,
Sure.
you walk the average golf course almost
Sure.
5 miles.
I met a guy a
5
year
miles,
ago.
so.
I met a guy a year ago. He's 99 years old out on the golf course. It was a small par 3, but he would walk the course every day.
Right.
And
right.
it kept him in shape. I mean, here was a guy 99 years in great
Yeah.
shape.
Wow.
And
amazing.
that's the thing. You know, he was active and just keeping it going.
Didn't
Use
just
it or
sit
lose
there.
it.
Didn't just sit there every day, click, click on the
Absolutely not.
computer or on
Well,
the.
he
on the
probably did the
television,
rest
right?
of the day, but at least
Right.
for an hour or two every day, he'd go out
Right.
and play 9 holes and get his exercise in there by walking the course and swinging the club.
Well, I want to welcome Brian this officially to the Constitution Party as our new vice chairman. We're really excited about having you on, Brian, because we need the help. Things are really moving along. I'm getting you know, new applicants every day, new people joining our party every day. All kinds of wonderful phone calls.
Yeah.
You know, it's really very inspiring for me to be able to receive those phone calls, and I'm the lucky one. I consider myself to be the lucky one because
Sure.
I get to get all those calls and emails, you know.
Sure, it's fun.
And no one
Sure.
else out there
Knows
is
all that.
experiencing
Sure.
what I'm experiencing,
Right.
and the emails and the letters that are written to me, and people they're just they don't know what to do anymore.
Right.
They're at a wit's end. They're just so terrified, and now this has all come to light just within the last couple of days. And I, you know, people, you know, our fellow Floridians, you know, because obviously we can't take care of Massachusetts down here, or Maine, or I have a sister in Maine, I have parents in Michigan, I have relatives in Colorado, Texas, and, you know, all over the United States, and I tell them, you know, you need to get involved in your state.
Yeah.
And do what you can to save your state, because
Absolutely.
that's what we need to do here. This is about our state, you know, and this is our country. Our
Sure.
state is our country. But we're really excited about having you, Brian. Seriously,
I'm
we are,
excited to be a
'cause
part, Dan.
you're a sharp guy, boy. Let me tell you,
Okay.
you're one smart guy. We
Sometimes.
need people with your kind of talents, you know. What was that, Megan? What was that? No, Megan didn't say anything. She's sitting in the other room. But anyway, okay, so that's great. And then I'm going to move right along here to Jim. Jim, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and you know, how new you are to our party?
Well, Dan, I'm probably the newest member of the Constitution Party since I signed up about 4 o'clock this afternoon, maybe even in the whole country.
All right, Jim.
I've been looking for an organization for quite a while now that I can relate to the people, that we can get rid of the left-right paradigm, the Republicans fighting the Democrats, and put forth a platform that goes back to what founded our country, which is the Constitution.
That's
'Cause
right.
let's face it, you know, the government's totally out of control, and they are pushing an agenda to take away our rights on a daily basis. We are under attack, and if the people don't have an organization that we can work through to get the word out and enlighten the people about how they're losing their freedoms on a daily basis, I think this is the right way. I've been
That's
looking
right.
a long time.
And you and I met for the first time just a couple days ago, right?
Right,
We just met a
yeah.
couple.
That's
You had a soft drink, and I shouldn't say this, but I had a big root beer float. You know.
Yeah.
I should. Now my wife's going to tell. You know, when I see her, and she goes, I knew you had something. You know, you better watch your calories, buddy. But and we had a good conversation, and then of course we spoke before that. But you actually went online and signed up on went to our website, cpflorida.com, I believe, didn't
Yep.
you? And that's how I gave you a call, or I told you call me anytime. You called me up, we started talking.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got together, and you wanted to get involved, really get your feet, jump in with both feet, get involved, and you were sick and tired of just sitting around, and
Right.
and you wanted to take some action. Because
Right.
without action,
Fantastic.
we're not going to have any results. We have to have action. You can't sit in your home and be an armchair patriot and get anything done.
No.
That's right.
That's very frustrating, because I've been an armchair patriot for a
Yeah.
while.
Right.
And
Sure.
just very anxious to work with the party and
Great.
anything I can do to help.
Well, that's great that because to let everybody know who's listening, I told Jim, I said, okay, why don't you come on? I'd like to have you. What we're going to do here is we're going to have a new person every week. Some of our new local members every week, someone who just joined, come on, so that they can, you can see that we have new people. We want to introduce our new people. They deserve to take part in what we're doing. I just think it was, after we had Richard and Russ, his brother, on, I thought this is really a great idea.
Sure,
It just
grassroots.
happens, yeah, just grassroots, because that's what we're all about. And so we're really glad to have you here, Jim. Seriously, and we're looking forward to hearing some of your input on. We're going to get to all of these draconian laws that have been implemented. And this isn't something that just happened either, folks.
No.
This has been going on for a long time. But as Jim just said, this isn't about the left and the right, about the Democrats and Republicans. It's about both of those parties. Both of those parties are guilty. God bless, I have some friends that are in the 912 movement. In fact, I belong to a 912 group.
Sure.
And one thing I can't stand to hear, I'll tell you, is principles, not parties. Because let me tell you, that's, someone has to be responsible for what's happened here. What are we going to do, just turn the other way and forget about it? I mean, that seems absolutely ludicrous to me. Again, I'll say that, I love using this quote from Einstein. He said, problems cannot be solved by the same level of thinking that created them. Problems cannot be solved by the same level of thinking that created those problems. So what do we have to change? We have to change the way we think. That thinking process, okay, who am I going to vote for? The same old, okay, I don't want to vote for that Democrat, but I'll vote for a Republican. I don't want to vote for that Republican, so I'll vote for the Democrat. And then we walk away and we say, well, I just voted for the lesser of two evils.
Right.
How true are we being to ourselves when we do that?
Yep.
We're lying to ourselves. We're thinking that something's going to change. Why is it when it comes to our government, our public servants, we handle everything differently than we do our very own house?
Yeah. Sure.
Isn't it absurd? I mean, when you really think about it, I've used this analogy before, and I just did it at a tea party I spoke at last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever. How long would you allow your spouse to cheat on you before you kick them out to the curb? Now, you might do it one time. We might all, have that forgiving
sure.
heart. They came back and they said, look, I'm really sorry, please forgive me. You might do that and we would understand. But over and over and over again? And isn't that what politics is very close to our heart, all of us, really. That's why they say don't talk about politics in mixed company, because everyone gets emotional about it, because those are your beliefs. That's what you believe in. That's why you go with a party or you go with someone, you want to vote for someone, because they're expressing their opinions on something that you relate to. And the more you get to know them, the closer you relate, the more you like them, the more you want to vote for them, and of course that's what you will do. Sometimes, of course, like in the past, we've had to vote for the lesser of two evils because we didn't have any really third parties that were coming up. But now that things are getting so stressed, that this guy back here, Barry Soetoro, he has really been, of course, besides the America's greatest gun salesman, he's also been America's greatest, I guess, what would we call it? Guru of waking up the American people. I don't know. We can give him some kind of a name. I like to call him all kinds of names actually, but I can't say most of those on the air. But but
I had the pleasure of meeting Ron Paul a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay. All right. Great.
I was up at a convention up there, and Ron said that it's amazing because 20, 30 years ago he said I'd do these conventions and he'd have a very small audience.
Right.
And he said the thing about what's going on now is the government has gotten so out of control that it's actually woken up a lot of people.
Right.
And so we have a movement where people are really realizing what's going on, and that movement is growing tremendously. At the same time, you have this real big power grab from the top.
Oh, yeah.
and the government trying to make these huge